Hi everyone. I just want to make sure I go over a couple of more things. I'm sure what I'm going to say is going to be mostly written in your Start Here page in your Blackboard shell. Also, yesterday when I made the other introduction video, it was kind of taking too long, so I know it's hard to upload long videos, so I went ahead and stopped it there. But I'm just going to make this a part 2 introduction. That way you can also see this one. Okay, so really a couple of things that I wasn't able to mention in the first part of the introduction video. So as I said, we will have 2 tests. There will be a midterm exam. Right now, I think on the syllabus is written for that exam will be on chapter 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, the final exam, which will be comprehensive, which will cover what's the material for the midterm and also the remaining material after the midterm exam. As I said before, also, I'll give you at least 1 week advance notice when your midterm exam going to be. Again, the final exam, obviously, that date is already set, which I believe is the 7th of August. But as far as the midterm is concerned, I will give you, this is again why I mentioned in the last video that it is very important for you to always 2, 3, 4 times a day double check your Blackboard messages and also email. And most of the time for the online classes, I try to communicate through Blackboard messaging, but every once in a while you may see an email. But either way, make sure you always check your emails and also your Blackboard messaging for this course. One thing that you also will see written in the Start Here page is that when you do take your midterm test, I'll give you an extra 30 minutes to go ahead and upload your work. Okay, now let me explain to you. Your exams are going to be, your midterm and the final will be multiple choice, but I'm not going to be able to give you any credit unless you show your work for every problem. Okay, so as you will see again in your Start Here page, once the exam is over, and most likely your exams will be for sure the midterm exam, and most likely the final exam will be 3-hour exam because there's a lot of material there. So after the hour is over or 3 hours over for the exam, you have extra 30 minutes to upload basically your work. Now, as far as the test is concerned, you can pretty much send them with a Blackboard messaging or you can email me the work, but most of the time I do prefer for at least the work for the test to be sent through Blackboard messaging, okay? But don't forget, you only have 30 minutes. So once the 30 minutes passes by, we can't accept the work anymore, okay? So make sure once the exam is over, you have additional 30 minutes after the exam is over to turn in your grade. Most likely your exam for the midterm will be maybe the same for the final, will be from 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. So 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., which means that in that case, once but you have till 1:30 if we decided to go with that hour to turn in your work for the test, okay? Also, as you turn in, because I can't know, and by the way, if you do not turn in your work for every step for the problem that you solve in your exam, if you don't turn in those work up to 30 minutes after the exam is over, the grade that you'll see on the grading center, that will not be your final grade. I can only give you 70% of that grade if you don't turn in your work, okay? Because I do need to see every step that you have to perform to get your answer, okay? Yes, it is multiple choice, but again, as I said, unless I see your work and you turn in your work for the problems on the exam, I can't give you any credit. Similarly, when you turn in your now, by the way, when you turn in your turning assignments, number 1, 2, 3, and 4, so of course, I'm sure you're familiar with Blackboard. So there is a place that says assignment. So once you open it, I'm sure the time that the first assignment is available, you can go ahead and basically upload it in that place. Okay, so that one you're just turning on the assignment. But the work for the test, you can just send that in a regular Blackboard messaging up to 30 minutes after the test is over. Again, as I said last time in the other video, that please make sure you do meet the deadlines, because once the deadline passes, now as far as the turning assignments, I believe that if you don't turn it in by the time that is the due date, if you turn it in next day, you will lose 50% of the grade. So if the turning assignment has, let's say, 25 points, if you turn it in 1 day later, you will get basically half of that, which is 12.5 points. So make sure, please, that you do turn these turning assignments when they're supposed to be due. Other than that, there's really not much I can tell you. I think pretty much everything. But again, let me overemphasize, and I cannot really overemphasize how important for you is for you to read your Start Here page very, very carefully. I'm going to actually put both of these introduction videos on the very top of your Start Here page, so that way you can go ahead and start with that, and then also read everything else on that Start Here page, because everything is there. One thing that I did mention on some of the problems, that there is a numerical solution, like numerical value, like a number solution. For those, of course, just to make sure that you do work it, you just don't plug those values into the equation or whatever. Your multiple choices are not going to give you the exact value. They'll give you the range of values where that value lies. For example, let's say if the solution is x equals to 7, you're not going to see x equal to 7 as one of the multiple choices. In your answer, you'll see, for example, x is between, let's say, 5 and 8, which, of course, 7 is between 5 and 8. So then, of course, you will pick that as the correct answer. Okay, and that's just to avoid people plug in, which I'm sure nobody in this classroom will do that, but just to avoid that, for you to plug in the answer and see if it works. But that's not work. Work means actually going through all the steps to achieve your solution. Okay, so make sure you do understand that. And also, when you turn in your turning assignments, I have to see all the steps, whether the problem involves 1 step or 6 or 7 steps. You have to show your work. You can't just give me the answers. I can't give you any credit for the answer. I need to see how you achieve all your answers in your turning assignments as well. Okay. All right. Anyway, if I can think of anything else, I'm sure we'll talk about that. Don't forget, I will give you maybe a Blackboard message on tomorrow, Wednesday, which is our first day of semester. And then I'll give you the time, and most likely it'll be next day, which is Thursday after tomorrow. We'll go ahead and I'll give you the information for your Zoom meeting that we're going to have together. So hopefully we can go ahead and talk more. Okay. Now, in the meanwhile, since tomorrow you will be able to see your Blackboard shell already, go ahead and read that Start Here page. Look at the videos. So in case you have any questions, any concerns about any issues that I cover or is written there, you can write them down. And then hopefully once we have our Zoom meeting on Thursday, most likely it's going to be probably from 10 to 10:50 in the morning, because on Zoom meeting you can't have it more than 50 minutes. And I'm sure that 50 minutes should be enough for us to hopefully answer all your questions or talk about anything else. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this because it's already taking to be 6-7 minutes. So I'm going to stop this already. I'm going to upload it on your Start Here page, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys some more in person on Thursday. Okay. Bye-bye.